Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And a big thank you to all of you who followed me over here. I love you guys. All right, Taurus, so before I get started, just to remind everybody, I read from Sun, Moon, and Rising, but feel free to apply this message to wherever Taurus is in your chart. And please make sure that you're only taking in the messages that resonate with you. All right, Taurus, so this time you pulled Sacrifice, Divine Timing, and Colorless Angel. Man. I think that this is directly connected to what the sacrifice is, because this isn't asking you to give up anything that you are wanting. It's asking you to give up small things for your own benefit. But needing to let go of something in order for divine timing to kind of work out, where you'll be able to look at it and go, I'm glad that I gave those things up, because the minute that I did, then the time was right for me to receive what I've been wanting. But some of you with Colorless Angel, you're just not, it's like I'm reaching out for help, but the minute that the hand is extended, you pull back. Like, no, I'm just going to stay here for a minute because I don't want to feel any more pain. So, sacrifice. This one says the blessing, your compassion, heart, and empathy will grow as a result of the sacrifice you are now being asked to make, not by another, but by your own soul. You are strong enough to do this, but you have never known for sure, because you have never put yourself to the test. Now you will, and you will see just how strong you truly are. But working with this card, like I said, it talks about sacrificing small things in order to gain more. So like sacrificing sleep to get up and go exercise, right? And needing to let go of, I feel like this feeling of always pulling back anytime that there is a hand extended to you. So I kind of feel like something is going to happen where it's going to seem like divine timing, where a hand is extended to you and it pulls you out of the pain that you've been feeling. And I really think that that's the sacrifice that has to be made. Sorry, Taurus, my COPD isn't agreeing with me today. But anyway, so divine timing, I thought that this was the most important part of this because it kind of like hits it right on. It says, if you wonder how divine timing plays a part in your life, reflect on how seemingly unplanned synchronicities have molded your reality today. Consider how unseen forces and connections have led you to this point in your life and in your spiritual development. So this is about paying attention to the signs, right? Going back and looking at certain events in your life where things just popped up out of nowhere and it feels like it was the right time for this to happen, but it was completely unexpected. I think that this is what's happening here. And I think it's happening in a way where, like I said, something is coming through to pull you out of these like blah, gray, kind of like colorless feelings where you're just, I'm just here and I'm just existing. Because by being in this place, right, you're not living life, you're not getting the benefit of new experiences because you're shying away from them. But again, and this is because you don't want to feel any more pain, because you may feel like you have sacrificed so much. Why aren't the things that I'm wanting to show up, why aren't they showing up, right? So, colorless angel. The quote for this says, it's better not to feel rather than feeling pain. The sentence says, and I love this, apathy is the crowned king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. And I understand the feeling. So, and here's the part of it that I was talking about. It says, there's a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with a fog of delays, and then we just get indifferent to the fog herself. I'm here, we whisper, And if by a very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks who's there, we become shy and we stay silent a little more. It says you cannot be saved unless you face the dragon. The dragon hurts, of course it does. To me, it's such a powerful thing. Such a powerful thing, realizing that, your own apathy is what you need to sacrifice. But I'm wondering if for some of you, you've been there too long, and divine timing now has to kick in to pull you the hell out of it. Because you're not, with Colorless Angel, you're not living life. You're not feeling anything. Everything is just monotone. But like I said, I feel like the importance of divine timing is going back and remembering those times where something happens out of nowhere that pulls you out of, difficult situations or creates like major change in your life. Because by doing that, you're bringing it into the present moment, which is why I feel like that's the advice with what you're dealing with. But you're going to have to be willing to make these sacrifices. But you're sacrificing all the shit that's been holding you back from experiencing, color again, basically, right? Like everything just seems dull and ugh. But I do think that for some of you, the way that this is going to play out is like something unexpected or somebody unexpected coming through going, nope, no more. Come on, Taurus, we're getting you the hell up and getting you moving again. You're overall, you and Aries, I don't know what it is, but the connection there is pretty strong. The Two of Wands is your overall. Again, there's this empowerment with the choice that you're making. It's like letting everyone know that, this is what I plan on doing. But it is about making a choice to act. Now, again, right, the crossroads it comes up often with the Two of Wands, but we'll see how it's playing out here. But there's going to be a choice that has to be made. But it's a choice to create your world the way that you want to see it, right? Because it is in your hands. In the past, the Queen of Swords. Okay. So whoever or whatever you were dealing with internally with the Queen of Swords, I think that you've just kind of shut off any kind of emotional empathy, understanding, or compassion for a situation or a person who's played around with you one too many times. Because that is when she shows up. I've had enough. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm going to let you know that if you continue to play with me, I'm going to cut your ass, right? And you're doing that with the truth. One of the things that I talk about with the Queen of Swords, right? She has the venom tongue. She doesn't give a shit about anybody's reputation and how she may be hurting that, because all she is speaking is truth. And here's the hand being extended. And it makes me wonder if this isn't about a choice to stop reaching for the same people who leave you in this place of not feeling any emotional connection, or being so wounded that, you're constantly having to protect yourself. But I don't know. I feel like this may be the same hand that just keeps coming forward, and you just keep getting burnt by it. In the present moment, the Fool. Okay. So, with the Queen of Swords preceding this, I think that for some of you, absolutely, there may be a sense of like regret in jumping headfirst into something. But then I also think that it's still very much a possibility that you may be jumping into a situation where I think a different choice has to be made, or you have to be a little bit more firm on the things that you are choosing for yourself. Because again, with the Queen of Swords, the reason why she's looked at as single and divorced is because her partner is emotionally unavailable, right? So this to me immediately says that whatever or whoever you were dealing with, there was no emotional support for you. So it turned you hard and harsh. And if you're coming in with this, how willing are you to have faith in something? And the fact that you have the Two of Wands as the overall, right? Let me just reserve some judgment, because I would love to be like, oh yeah, I have faith in what you're doing. Go ahead and jump right into it. I can't with you coming in as the Queen of Swords. This to me looks like this is what you are facing if you continue to be connected with a past situation. Like, you just are going to have faith and leap into it. Like, don't ask questions, Taurus, just jump into it, is what I'm feeling like. But if you're making a choice for you and you're getting away from this and no longer accepting a hand that continuously bites you, are you having more faith in you making a more definitive choice in terms of the action that you take for you moving forward, right? We'll see. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. The Five of Pentacles in future conditions, I'm not getting what I need. And there's the feeling of rejection, being cast out, needing to move away from the places where you feel like you don't belong. This, I feel like, because of what I'm looking at, I feel like I have to warn against making a choice to have faith in something that was not emotionally supportive to you in the past. Be aware of what you are jumping into, because it may lead to you feeling like too much has been taken from you and that you have nothing left. Now, on the other hand, this may be where the divine timing is showing up. When you have nothing to lose. And then the choices and the possibilities become infinite. And that's where you're more aware of this. And maybe now there's an opportunity for you to take a choice that you may not have taken into consideration because of the past situation. Wow, man. Okay. Your best path to follow, the Page of Swords. I don't even want to go into the rant. Here's what I'm getting from this. Be aware of what is being communicated to you, because if you're coming into this with just please tell me the truth, you're not going to get it, and you need to be aware of that. And if you have faith in what is being told to you currently, it's going to end up in this place where it's like, I've got nothing from this. You know, it's like I went through this again and now I have nothing to show for it. And with the Page of Swords, it's all the communication. Don't make any decisions based on half-truths or half information. This is telling you that more knowledge is required. And you're already showing this, but this to me looks like somebody intentionally maybe not telling you certain things, or maybe you have faith in a situation where they had nothing to give and it's leaving you feeling empty-handed. But, you know, as much as I hate to say this, I feel like it's something that has to happen before a different choice is made. But be aware of what you are being told. And the other thing is when you do have, you know, the accurate information, then a different choice, I think, can be made here. Your best path to follow, the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands and the Fool, this is like jumping with, you know, somebody like pushing you off the cliff. This is where things start to change really quickly. Now, for some of you, it may be that you're finally rejecting something that isn't giving you anything and it never did before. And you already know this. And don't allow like outside half-truths, half information, whatever this bullshit is here. Like, don't allow that to force you to make a choice that you don't want to make. But this is like, I need you to just quickly go. I don't know. I feel, I can't get past this feeling of like this has to happen in order for things to start changing for you. But this is difficult because we're talking about a lack of emotional support. I'm hoping that for you, you hold off on making any definite choice here with what you're being told. And I think that the way that you're coming through is a good place to be in regards to this. But be aware of, wanting to jump headfirst into something very quickly, especially if you feel like, things are just moving so fast that you have no choice but to do it. Now, on the other hand, right, if what is happening is making you look at what else is available to you, then like I said, it's like hitting a point where you have nothing left, so you have nothing to lose, but you've also gained nothing from this situation. If the timing is right for you to jump into a completely different choice, go ahead and do it. And don't worry about what other people are saying, what they're thinking or doing. And then not only that, but, make sure that you have, like, I want to say have all your ducks in a row in case there's like any kind of like legal situations, things like that, because this is the messenger that brings the roadblocks. But I really think that this is based on communication and information where you're not getting the full story. But things are just, the energy starts moving like really quick in your environment. And there is like this outside force, I feel like, that's wanting to just push you over the edge. But where it's leading is it's dual-sided, like everything in life, right? So I feel both ways about it. You rejecting something that left you empty-handed, or you being able to finally make a choice when you have nothing left to lose. Your hopes and your fears, the Nine of Wands, not letting your guard down, being afraid to let your guard down because you've been hit in the head too many times, right? And this is you fearing what you already know is going to be coming at you. But, again, it's about protecting yourself and the choices that you're making. And feeling more empowered by this. I feel like the middle ground in this reading is really about you having faith in yourself and your own choices, and it not being connected to the assistance of somebody else who couldn't give you the emotional support you needed in the first place. But definitely, there's the fear of letting the guard down because you already know where it's going to end up. Oh, coming out the Hangman. All right. When you have nothing left, your perspective will change very quickly, right? On what choices are available to you. But I don't feel like it's limited. I feel like all of a sudden possibilities that you may not have looked at before are going to be realized. But that only happens when you see this differently. When you're no longer focused on the fact that, and I have to go back to this, that the emotional support that you deserved and needed was not there. Like, the world, I think that this may put your life on pause for a minute, but I think it's for your benefit. And again, it goes back to, this choice here to act with the Two of Wands. If you're empowered in what you are creating in your own world, then you don't have to be a part of, being forced to make a choice that isn't even about you. Like, and I really feel like for some of you, you may be being offered assistance from somebody who just doesn't have anything to give at all. But the world, right? Like, closure. Two of Pentacles. Oh, and then the Ten of Swords. Yeah, okay. So, looking for closure on a situation where, it's made you cold. You're coming, this is going to be for those of you who are coming into this already feeling like you've had a lack of emotional support for the choices that you make. But this is about getting closure. It's the successful completion. When the cycle comes back around, you've already completed it in a way where you can end it before it even starts. That is the power of the world, right? But also, your world is opening up. And there are so many other possibilities that you may have been putting off to the side because you keep reaching out to the same thing that leaves you empty-handed. The Two of Pentacles, again, the decision, and what are you playing with? There's something that you're still playing with. And now it's time to figure out, what have you been balancing in your life? Have you been a little bit too flexible? Have you been giving up too much and sacrificing other possibilities for yourself, right? Like, I feel like the perspective on all of this is going to flip for you. But to put everything on hold, I think, is going to be important. And again, the sacrifice that has to be made with the Hangman, right? And then you have the Ten of Swords. This is the last time that you're going to be hurt by this situation. And I think that once this is gone, then there's something that has the potential to pop up in your world where it is a hand that is being extended that is meant to help you come out of this. And the sacrifice here is giving up on this situation that continuously leaves you empty-handed. Now, in terms of career, right? Like, having dealt with too much nonsense in the workplace, it's made you a little bit harsh. You want to make a different choice and you want to jump headfirst into it because you want things to change quickly, and there's a lot of energy moving around in your environment right now. But there may be this needing to change your perspective on the choices here because what you were doing before has left you with little to nothing, or at least feeling that way. And there may be the need to juggle out some things, but you have to be over with this situation. There's been too much pain. There's just too much pain with this. But the problem is with the Hangman, right? Don't stay in that place where you can't get up or pull the swords out of your back, because you know you can, because you came in with the Queen of Swords, right? Wow, man, these readings are getting really harsh and powerful, I'm telling you. But I understand the fear of not wanting to let your guard down, not wanting to let this back in again, because there's nothing there. And that Page of Swords, I don't even want to see it. Gratitude. Gratitude will shift your energy, being grateful for, simple things, right? Transformation. And celebration. Perfect. So work with gratitude. Be grateful for the strength that you hold within you and your strength of mind, especially with that Queen of Swords. You've been through some stuff. You know how to work through this, but it doesn't have to taint you for the rest of your life, right? And that's where transformation is coming in, where you get to have more celebration. Celebration of your life, celebration of much better experiences. But in order for this situation to finally reach its end, you're going to have to make that sacrifice and not quickly move forward into something right now. Because I'm telling you, man, there's this feeling of somebody like being behind me, just wanting to kick me, but kick me into something where I'm being told one thing, but given absolutely none of that. A romantic cycle begins. And maybe that's what some of you need, right? To finally be done with this cycle, to be done with trying to find closure on all of it, right? A fiery climax approaches. Okay. So a new romantic cycle needs to begin for some of you. And this is going to be, like I said, for those of you who are coming into this with a lack of emotional support from another person. But it's interesting how sometimes that's the thing that kind of kicks us out. But it doesn't need to be something that turns into a relationship. But a fiery climax approaches with this is kind of like, this is what I need to be finally done with this. Because, you know, I can't continue to accept less than what you are worth, right? But it's interesting. Like I'm seeing the image of, okay, well, I made the decision to do this. Clearly, our relationship or my previous one's over with now. Like, and I feel like lighting a cigarette. Anyway, I hope that this helped. I love you guys. Thank you again so much for being here, and feel free to let me know what's going on. I love hearing from you guys. But thank you again, and I hope to see you again soon.